Hey guys, this is Mo for PhoneFight, and today's phone fight is between two of T-Mobile's hottest Android devices, the HTC Mytouch 4G and the Samsung Vibrant, a Galaxy S phone. Both of these phones are top of the line. The Mytouch 4G was just recently released. As the name implies, it is 4G capable. I should say HSPA Plus capable, which is T-Mobile's branding of their 4G network. The Samsung Vibrant is a 3G phone. However, to me, it's still a quick phone on T-Mobile's network, depending on where you're at. Starting from the front, let's take a look at the differences between these two phones. The Mytouch 4G has obviously a front-facing camera, which is one of the main features of this phone, something that really sets it apart from all the other lineup of T-Mobile. They also have physical buttons on the front. Instead of the search button, it has a Genius button, which I found I kind of missed the search button. The Samsung Vibrant has 4 capacitive button. To me, I think the capacitive buttons look a lot sleeker. They look nicer, and just from far away, they kind of give the phone a more, I don't know how to say it, a mysterious look, a nicer, more high-end look, I think. With the physical buttons, they're easier to press. You know you hit a button. However, just the look of them, I'm going to have to go with the capacitive buttons, just based on looks. We also have a trackpad right here on the bottom. Both of these phones have a nice chrome trim going around the edges. Both of these phones do measure in at 4.8 inches long. The Samsung Vibrant is 2.54 inches wide and 0.39 inches thick. And you could kind of tell, I almost want to say 0.39 inches thin, just because of the noticeability that the Vibrant is much thinner. The Mytouch 4G is 2.44 inches wide and 0.43 inches thick. Holding it next to a Vibrant, you almost start to wonder, why is this so thick? You really don't notice it when you first grab the phone, but when you put it next to a Vibrant, you almost start to think this is too thick to be a phone that doesn't slide out. We talked about weight. The Vibrant is much lighter. It's very noticeably lighter when you pick it up. The Vibrant weighs in at 4.16 ounces. The Mytouch 4G is at 5 ounces. It doesn't sound like a lot when you say it, but when you actually pick up the phones, the Vibrant is noticeably lighter. Let's take a look at the back of the phones. Some of the main differentiating things right here is the Mytouch 4G has a LED flash for the light, a 5 megapixel camera. This is like a hard metal casing. I'm sure you've seen it a million times. The Samsung Vibrant has like a plastic casing, very easy to snap off, a plastic battery cover, 5 megapixel camera, no LED flash. However, the Samsung Vibrant does offer a nice mode into the camera called night mode. I'll get into that in a little bit. It does show pictures at night without using a flash. It shows them in excellent quality. We'll get into that. I'm not sure if that exactly replaces a flash for the camera. However, they do build that in so you don't miss the flash too much. From the outside, we have the lock button on the top. The Samsung Vibrant kind of did things unique. They went with, on the top, a 3.5mm headphone jack and the USB charging port, where the Mytouch went with a 3.5mm headphone jack and a lock button. On the sides right here, we have, for the Vibrant, it has the lock button on the side. In the beginning, that's kind of weird. I guess you get used to it after a while. I guess it's just Samsung signature. You have the volume up and down right here on the Mytouch. USB port on the side. Nothing on the bottom for the Vibrant, nothing on the bottom for the Mytouch. You have a camera shutter button, dedicated camera key, which is always a plus for the Mytouch. And you have a volume up-down rocker on the Samsung Vibrant. I don't know how we switched sides like that. It was kind of weird. Now let's check out the main attraction of the Samsung Vibrant, which is the 4-inch Super AMOLED screen. And you're going to see right now, the Mytouch has a 3.8-inch capacitive touchscreen, which is a second generation LCD, which is going to be called the Super LCD. The Samsung Vibrant is right there. I have both of these phones set on maximum brightness. I have them both set to the same wallpaper. I kind of wanted it to be fair. You could kind of tell right away that the Samsung Vibrant colors are much more, I don't want to say bright, they're just more natural. Where the Mytouch 4G kind of has the colors, I want to say, a little bit washed out. It's still super bright. I almost want to say it's brighter than the Samsung Vibrant. However, it's just the color-wise, it's much more natural on the Vibrant. Both of these phones are running Android. The Mytouch 4G is running Android 2.2 with a HTC Sense build over it. The Samsung Vibrant is running Android 2.1 with a Samsung TouchWiz overlay. So they both do have overlays. This is really going to come down to preferences. They both give you unique widgets that you could use. Let's check out the Samsung widgets. You have AccuWeather clock, Buddies Now, calendar clock, daily briefing. The Buddies Now is real nice. It shows your Facebook and Twitter updates. Daily briefing shows you different news going around. Dual clock, feeds and updates, program monitor, and Yahoo Finance clock. Let's go back over here. We have, let's check out these widgets. Oops. We have, this kind of mixes it up, kind of trying to figure out which ones are different from the stock Android. We have the analog clock. This is the clock widget for HTC. We have two calendars. As you see, everything kind of doubles up because it's showing you the stock Android layout and it's showing you the HTC Sense widgets. So you got mail, media room, which is pretty much your music player, photo album, which is real nice. You have your news feed. You have your stocks, Twitter for HTC Sense, a YouTube widget, which I believe is a stock Android widget. They both have their own little unique widgets, something very different. It only adds to the power of Android. Let's check out here. On the Mytouch 4G, it comes stock out of the box with 5 home pages. You could add it to 7 home pages. The only way you could go back is with a master reset, but if you're going to go to 7, why would you worry about having to master reset to go back to 5? So you could adjust it up to 7 pages. The Samsung Vibrant comes out of the box with 7 pages. There is no way to do like with the HTC Sense where you could see all the screens at once. However, it does offer you a nice little navigation bar at the top to know which page you're going to. And let's go back to the home page here. Let's check out both of these phones' apps trays. Let's click on applications on the Samsung Vibrant and you get a little sideways app tray going left to right. Kind of looks reminiscent of a phone that I don't really like to mention too much, where the app tray for the Mytouch 4G brings it out in an HTC Sense kind of grid view. They both come down to personal preference. So here we got it left to right. Both of these phones are super smooth. They both run a 1 GHz processor. The Mytouch runs a 1 GHz Snapdragon processor. The Samsung Vibrant runs a 1 GHz Hummingbird processor. Now real quickly to round off part 1 of this review, let's go into the phone dialer apps on both of these phones. As you see, they both start you out in the keypad to dial out. You have real big numbers here on the Vibrant. You also have big numbers here on the Mytouch 4G. This does have haptic feedback where you could actually feel each number vibrate, as does the Mytouch 4G. So let's check this out. First of all, we have the number keypad. Let's go over here. We have your call log. It's empty right now. We have call log over here. Both of these are empty, but it does show you a kind of, they're almost the same. This one, they make it a little bit difficult on me. This one's on the bottom, this one's on the top. We go to favorites, shows you your favorite calls. Also shows you your frequent calls, so that's pretty neat. This also shows you your favorites. You could add favorites and it gives you like a little 3D effect. You have your voicemail right here, dials into your voicemail. On the bottom here we have voicemail, does the same thing. Contacts was the first one. Now both of these phones have a pretty nice feature. Let's go into contacts. Actually, let's go into contacts from the phone app on the Vibrant. You hit this little button here. Both of these have nice features. You hit the picture and it brings up a little menu, a grid where you could dial, text message, or view the contact. Same thing goes for the Mytouch 4G. So right here you have call, view, and text message, which is really nice. The Samsung Vibrant though does go a little step further, where they have a nice little animation where if you swipe it this way it takes you to dialing their number, and if you swipe it this way it takes you to messaging. It's something that I never really used when I did have the phone. However, it's just something nice. They do something to kind of give you a little different feature on there. Let's go back home on both of these. Alright, let's check out the messaging app. Alright, and let's go both of these to create a message. Alright, now we already know both of these phones do have 3 keyboards. They both are enabled with swipe, so let's check this out. Input method, and there's swipe. Let's go here, press and hold, input method, and there is swipe on there. Both of these do have swipe. We both know what swipe is all about. You know, just slide your finger around. You get into the let's go to cut all. You get, you know, your dictionary pops up and it shows you words. Let's clear everything here. Alright, you'll also have your Samsung keypad. This is exclusive obviously to Samsung, and their HTC's answer to the Samsung keypad is their touch input, which is their HTC Sense keyboard. I was kind of surprised that this Mytouch 4G does not come with a stock Android keyboard, so it's a little bit different. Both of these are pretty good. I preferably use whether it's either the swipe or the stock Android keyboard, which we'll take a look at. Just your typical Android keyboard. I found this to be probably most responsive with me. Obviously it comes down to personal preference, and this also has drag and dictation built in, so you just tap to speak, you speak whatever you want. However, both of these kind of do that. So you have the Samsung Vibrant also has the microphone button for you know, just talk to text. Both of them do offer 3 keyboards. I found both of them very easy to use. I've never had any problems with them. Android keyboard comes with the Samsung Vibrant. It might not be a big deal to you because all the keyboards on the HTC Mytouch are great too. So it really comes down to personal preference. Stay tuned for part 2. We're going to get into the web browser, we're going to get into the camera app, and we're also going to get into the music and video players on each one, and we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to tell you about which phones were giving me a little problems and which one was not. So stay tuned. This is Mo for PhoneFight. Thanks for watching.